Hi, welcome to VFX Pipeline channel. My name is Rajiv Sharma, and in this video series I will show you how you can create Python application using MongoDB database. MongoDB database is my favorite database because in this database I can save JSON format directly. So if you're familiar with JSON format, is like key and value pair where you can store data in a dictionary format, right? And it's easy to save and easy to retrieve. You can easily query based on that. So in this video series we'll go through the practical thing and we'll create an application in Python. We'll start with a Qt designer to design a very simple interface where we'll add table view, and in that table view we will create some custom model to populate the MongoDB data into the table view, and then from that table view there will be few operations that we will do, that is create new rows, that means create new data, and modify existing data, query existing data or remove data. So like everything that you should know about MongoDB will be covered in this video series. So I will recommend that you follow this entire videos, and at the end of this video series you are able to write your own MongoDB based application using Python, PySide, Qt and MongoDB. Alright, so there will be a lot of fun stuff to do in this, and there will be a lot of things to learn. So let's start. And before start, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe. That will appreciate me, and in future I will create more videos for you like that. Alright, so let's start. Alright, so now we'll start with some basic introduction of MongoDB with Python. So let's start with our slide. So in this video series we will learn about how we can install MongoDB and MongoDB Python drivers, which is PyMongo. I will show you how you can install that, and after that we understand how MongoDB database actually work, and how we can create a new database, how we can add data into MongoDB database, how we can modify the data inside MongoDB database, how we can query the data, that means how we can find the data inside the database, and then we'll see how we can remove the data from MongoDB database. So MongoDB database is just like a other database where we store the data and retrieve and get the data from the database. So but the technology behind MongoDB is different. I will show you how. Okay, so before start, if you still haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe. That will appreciate me to create these kind of informative technical technology related videos for you guys. Okay, so subscribe now and let's continue. Okay, so what is MongoDB? And a MongoDB is a open source document based database. Okay, this is what their website says, but that means because MongoDB is actually store your data in documents format. Okay, and like I will not go into more technical theory. I would like to give you more practical example so you can actually use this inside your application, right? Okay, so MongoDB is a NoSQL database. So that means MongoDB is not using the terminology which actually used with SQL database. Okay, so that's why technically we say MongoDB is no SQL database, because this is opposite to relational database. Okay, relational database is MySQL, that is a traditional database, and this MongoDB is a new type of database where you can store your data in JSON object format. Then if you don't know about JSON object is a format where you can store data in key and value pairs. Okay, and if you are a programmer and already using Python, JavaScript or any other programming language, then you must be familiar with the JSON format. And in Python we call it dictionary. So dictionary JSON is equivalent, like, okay. So you can record MongoDB data in a document format, so that's why we call it document based database. I think that is enough for the theory. Let's go and move, just create a application, right? Okay, so before we create the application, you must know one thing, like how you gonna add the data. So that's why with the same way we will get the data, right? Okay, so imagine if you are creating a MySQL database, that means you need to create a table. And forget about the database. Let's say if you need to store some information, for example, employee names and their information, and if you're using a Excel sheet. So in Excel sheet, what you do, you create a table, and that you actually put some headers like first name, last name, gender, blah blah blah, other settings, right? And then you fill all the rows with the data, correct? Okay, so in the same way, if you see in my right side, where this is the collection and this is the MongoDB format, and in MongoDB we actually we are not saying tables, we say collections, and inside collection we have documents, and we say each of this dictionary kind of information is actually a document object. Okay, and that store all your information related to the data which you are storing in the database. Okay, so again, let's just simplify that. I don't want to make this video series complicated because I assume that you haven't used MongoDB, and even if you use very little bit. So if you are at beginner level and you are starting, I don't want you to actually lost somewhere and you don't follow this series. So this is enough for the theory. All right, so that's all you actually need to know before you start using MongoDB. So in MongoDB, if you want to store a data, then you must familiar with the JSON style data formatting. That's it. Okay, let's jump. So how you gonna install that? It's very simple. You can go to mongodb.com and download the community edition of MongoDB, and then for Python driver you can just install using pip install pymongodb, and that's it. You are ready to follow this video series. These two things you only need. All right, and before I start coding, I would like to show you my idea what kind of application we gonna build throughout this video tutorial series. So at the end you will get the same result after we are doing the development in this video series. So this is the app which we are going to build, and this I already built previously, so now I will rebuild from scratch in front of you, so you guys will have better understanding how to create these kind of application for your project. Okay, so here you can see we have a MongoDB already running, and if you follow this video series, so you already install MongoDB server and MongoDB Compass and MongoDB drivers in your computer. So when you run both all these required softwares into your computer, then you can easily follow this. So here we have this app. In this app we have a table view, and in that table view we will actually load the data directly from the MongoDB database. So here you can see right now we have collection, and we have 3 documents in our collection, and that actually showing here. So let's say if we want to add one more item here, so we can add new data, and once we add new data we can add the information here, and once we add some information, if you reload, refresh, and here you can see immediately we have 4 documents. So that means this in our Python application and MongoDB database is talking with each other. If you go inside the collection, you actually see right now we haven't provided any image, that's why it's looking like this, but let's just add a image. So to add the image here, you can just double click here, and on double click it will open a Q file dialog, and in that Q file dialog you can actually select a image. So let me just select a app. No, app we already have. Let's just add remove. Okay, so here we just added a image here. Let's just refresh. Okay, and you see here the image data is already uploaded to our server. Let's just go with this. So here, and also you are able to edit. So if you want to edit, you can edit data. And the interesting thing is, I'm not going to use a queue table widget, and the reason is I want to create this with table view. Oh, sorry, I just write here tree view, but this is table view, and in that table view, basically you can create a model, and that model you can actually plug to different views. So you don't need to create the data population function for each widget separately. If you're using widget, then you have to do that, but view is very good in terms of reusable the same model with different views, and because of that you are actually able to edit your data directly from any view. So let's say you can say, and your data is immediately update in all your views. So one model but different views display the same data, and you can edit from anywhere. So let's just okay, so right, so this will be our app in the end of this video series, and this is our database as usual, you see there. So now we'll start with our application. Let me just close this and open my IDE. Let me just minimize that because we're gonna use this more often, and let's start coding and create our own application using Python and MongoDB. All right, so see you guys in my next video.